Today, Mom's teaching Megan how to make her favorite dish, black soup.
You're watching the Francis Show.
Okay, so Barbara has been gracious enough to show me how to make my favorite Belizean dish, black soup. And we're going to make it from leftovers. I know she has it up on our website, but this is from the leftovers from her party. So I'm so excited because I dream of this soup at night. Okay, these are our leftovers from the party. We've got some stewed chicken here and some ground beef from our taco bar. And then we have the eggs boiling on the stove. And then also we have some black recado. And it is Econo spices, and our Uncle Roger sent this all the way from Belize. We also have some chopped up tomatoes and chopped up onions.
So isn't Megan doing such a great job with helping me host the show? I think she's a natural. And what did you guys think about little Giselle in the beginning? She is totally a ham. Anyways, like Megan says, we're using leftovers for this, and we're gonna move the camera now over to the stove. And we're gonna get everything assembled and going, and this is gonna be so quick. It's almost gonna be 1, 2, 3. So here's my pan of leftovers. Megan, what parts of the chicken do you like? Because this is gonna be your soup today. Do you want a thigh?
I love thigh.
Okay, so we're gonna do thigh. Do you like any kind of wing? No?
I'm fine with the wing.
Fine, okay.
I'm easy to please.
So we'll put a piece of wing, you guys. And remember, this is leftovers, so what you're seeing right here that looks like gel is actually the gravy. So we want some of that gravy too, because if we were doing this from scratch, we'd be browning the chicken and it would make some gravy. I'll put a piece of breast for her, and then I'll put another piece of wing with the gravy, and I'll get another piece of breast. And
Giselle will like that wing.
All right, so let's put the other piece of wing right here. So you guys can hear that frying. We don't really necessarily want it to be frying. It's just because it doesn't have a lot of water. So we'll put a little bit of water to just let that gravy melt. And remember, this is a soup that we're making, so we're gonna have to add a lot of water eventually. So just let this melt. And remember now, this is not really cooking because this chicken is done cooking. So you just kind of want to get it out because it was cold from the refrigerator. See, and you've got some stock going there. And so what we're gonna do now is just add a ton of water. And you add water to how much soup you really want, okay? So if you're feeding like one person and you don't want a lot of soup, you just add a little bit of water to about there. But it's gonna be Megan, Giselle, me, probably Joe that's gonna eat this meal. So we're gonna put it to at least halfway on the pot. And then when we come back, we're gonna be adding our other ingredient. So now I'm gonna have Megan dump some diced onions in because I added all the water. We wanna add everything pretty quickly because remember the chicken is already done cooking, okay? And at this point, I have my pan here of the ground beef that we use for the taco. We had one pan left over from the party because we had so much different type of menus we were serving. So I'm just going to put a bunch of this ground beef. And remember, the ground beef adds the body to this soup, okay? So that's it. We're going to allow this onion to cook for about 5 minutes because, like I said, over and over again, the chicken's already done cooking. And at that point, we're going to add our black recado, and our tomatoes is very last. And by then, our eggs should be done boiling, and we can drop it in there, and this soup will be done. All right, so I have a little bowl right here with water, and I have Megan. I want her to get her hands in this, and she's just going to use our black recado, which is like clay. It's like a paste. She's going to put it in that warm water, and she's just going to work it in. And we're going to put it through a strainer into that pot of soup because this is the thing that makes the soup black. And it's also the thing that makes it spicy and makes it so good, okay? So she's doing a really good job of doing that. So then we're going to move it over to the pot. Okay, so Megan's going to pour our black recado solution into the soup. I mean, for people who are not familiar with this soup, that probably looks like mud. But to us, it is just lovely. So put your bowl and your strainer down and stir it so we can see Megan. Megan is totally going to take some of this back on the plane. The black recado and go home and make this dinner. And so because the ground beef was already cooked, remember guys, I have a video about this at the show already. I'll probably put a link for you to see. And you would have to cook that ground beef separately, of course. But because everything was already cooked and Megan's here only for a few more days, and this is her favorite, I decided why not just do this. So this is pretty much going to cook down for a little bit so that we could just get the soup totally come to a boil. And then at the very last minute we add our tomatoes, because we don't want the tomatoes to be overcooked. We'll add our tomatoes and our egg, and we'll add some salt and pepper to this, alright? Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes, and Megan's going to add our diced tomatoes. We always want to add this at the very end because we just want that to steep. We don't really want it to cook. And I've already peeled the boiled eggs, and she's going to add that next. Here goes the last one. And this soup is pretty much done, so what we do now is shut off the stove. Because remember me telling you, we just want the tomatoes to steep. We're going to put a lid on the pot so that the tomatoes can steep. And then we're going to serve it. We're going to go outside in the backyard so Megan can do the taste test. Alright, so we're in the backyard now. The dinner's ready, and Megan is like telling me to hurry up because she wants to taste it.
It smells so good. So very, very good.
Alright, we're waiting.
It's hot.
And you can do this any way you want. You can roll up the corn tortilla. That's already heated up. You could dip it in there and just take a bite, like Megan's doing.
So good, Barbara. I gotta try some of this soup.
Okay, remember it's hot.
Look at that egg.
She's such a good taster.
Heaven. So, so good. Oh.
You want to say something to your mom?
Hi, Mom. I know you're jealous. Look what I get.
And you guys know from the other video that I posted already that Megan came for my birthday party and she spent a few days with me. And unfortunately, she leaves on Thursday. And we're going to miss her, but I had to do this for her, and I'm glad we had the leftovers to do it. And you want to end the show for me?
Well, thank you, Barbara, for making this, first of all. You guys take care. Keep watching the Bear Pantry Show.